What's up everyone, my name is Anthony, and in this video I'm going to actually do something different and start off with AMC technical analysis first, and then I'll dive into Moderna stock and then SPY and QQQ and discuss Bitcoin. So the reason why I wanted to start with AMC is because first of all today it had the most interesting price action while other stocks such as the major key indexes kind of stayed flat. So first of all on AMC, I want to point out that we are on the way upwards for this wave 5. And there are going to be a lot of videos for sure about AMC and how it's been parabolic just today. It went up 20%, and it was at one point, I think, around $48 per share, which is pretty high. So I want to try to bring a perspective technical analysis to this video just because this stock is following wave theory pretty well. So I want to try to bring some objective analysis into the picture. So just in terms of zooming out on the broader term wave count, just for a refresher, we have a wave 1 up, wave 2 down, this huge extended wave 3, and this complex correction for a wave 4 right here, and we bottomed out right at the 1-to-1 extension level here at the key support levels, and then now we finally found the ability to push upwards impulsively. So if we zoom into the price action that we've gotten over the past week or so, we can actually subdivide this into a wave count within this wave 5. So we are pushing up for this wave 5, and as you know, wave 5 subdivide also into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 patterns. So the way we can do that is simply through this. So we start at the bottom here, wave 1 up, wave 2 down. We're currently working on that wave 3. We'll come down for wave 4 and then push up for a wave 5. And that will complete your final wave 5 to the upside. So in terms of ratio levels and mathematical Fibonacci extensions, we can take some extension levels here. So we have the 1-to-1 down to 2. As you can see, we are interacting with some of these Fibonacci extension levels here, especially the 1.618. So we did reject it. We tried to go past it but failed. And that's very common for wave 3s. So right now, it looks like we're working on that wave 4 right now. But there is also another case where we could have an extended wave 3 here. And this wave 3 is actually subdividing. So we have a 1, 2. This is currently the 3, 4, 5. And I'll change the notation right here. So we'll do something like this. So if we want to get the levels of that third wave, we just take the length of wave 1, drag it down to the bottom of wave 2. And there we go. We have some of the ratios here. And once again, we are rejecting that 1.618 level. And we should be pushing upwards for a wave 5 of 3. I do think that this is the count right here. We haven't even finished this extended wave 3 yet. And then we'll correct for a wave 4 a little bit, and then we'll push upwards for that wave 5. So as you can see, this stock is poised for some major upside in the future after we get some consolidation. So we can expect maybe a slight consolidation for that wave 4 like we're already getting, then a push upwards for that wave 5. And once again, this wave 5 can extend and continue to push higher. And then we'll correct for that wave 4 like this. And then we'll push upward for that wave 5. And then we'll come correcting down. So that's what the price trajectory should look like for AMC stock. And this is just objective. There's no like FOMO or emotional aspect to this analysis. It's just what wave theory is like. And with hype stocks like AMC, there is a more likely chance that these individual waves will extend further out. So that's why I'm suggesting that we are extending here for the third wave and potentially for that fifth wave. So that's going to be just AMC looking very bullish. And we've been saying that we'll bottom out here around these support levels and then push upwards for that wave 5. So yeah, things are looking good for AMC. Could possibly retest these all-time highs in the future, but I wouldn't get so hopeful yet. Just we'll see how the price action plays out, and then we'll determine the upper levels in the future. But yeah, I do think I could see it possibly retesting the 70s, the 60 to 70 level at least, if we do get extensions over here. So yeah, that's going to be it for AMC. Now let's move on to Moderna stock. This is MRNA. So things are actually looking pretty good for this stock as well in terms of the bearish scenario. So from previous videos, we're always bearish on the stock. And in terms of what's going on, we're working on an ABC correction to the downside. So that just means we have this three-legged move of correction to this pretty large rally that we've gotten here. And once again, just like AMC, this Moderna stock is an example of a continuation of wave 5 extensions. So this is just showing you how high a stock can go if that wave 5 extends. So we've gotten that extension right here. This whole thing is a wave 5. So and it went up very high during that wave 5. So now that we're correcting, I'm targeting this wave C downwards for puts. And I do see a kind of triangular pattern forming here. So if we were to diagram that out, I believe that we would just kind of have some kind of, so we bottomed out here, and then we have an A, B, C, D, E, forming a B wave, which is honestly not that common, but it looks like it's happening right now. So we have that A, B, C, D, E for that B wave, and then we push downwards for that C wave. So I think we are getting very close to that topping point, and I do think I might enter puts if we can reject off this trendline resistance here. And I will be signaling that in the Discord, of course, if I take that trade. But for me personally, I don't think I will go heavily leveraged into Moderna puts if I do enter, just because those are very volatile and they're kind of expensive. So unless we get a pure confirmation of rejection at this level, then I'll start entering more and more contracts. But yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated, especially in the Discord, of what happens with the stock. But so far, things are looking really good for it to flush downwards in the future. So now we'll go to the major indexes, so SPY and QQQ. And this is going to be the S&P 500. So today's price action is really boring. Pretty much just consolidating for a wave 4 complex correction. So if I zoom in on that price action, or actually before I do that, let me zoom in on the broader term wave count. So we are working on this extension of a wave 5. And within this wave 5, you have a wave 1 up, wave 2 down, wave 3 up all the way here through all this choppy price action, then a wave 4 correction, and now we're working on the last bits of upside for that wave 5 of 5. And there are a lot of nested wave 5s here, because if I zoom out, pretty much every wave 5 is extending. So this is just another example of how wave 5s can extend, and that's how stocks like AMC could possibly push upwards really high through extensions of waves. So if we zoom on the price action today, so let's go to the 5-minute chart. We pretty much just moved up and down within like a one price interval range. So we kind of chopped around from like 447 to 448. So not much movement. And that is very common, especially when you have meme stocks rallying. The markets will take a hold and just kind of stall out. And that's what's giving you that complex correction structure. So we have a W, X, and we possibly have a Y coming down in the future. And just in terms of where wave 4 can bottom out and targets just for some downside, if we do start flushing downwards for that complex correction, I do have the retracement levels right here. So I would say that because over here the wave 2 was pretty steep and it corrected around, I think, 78.6% of that downside. Yeah, right around that level. That's a pretty deep retracement. So that means wave 4 might not be as harsh as the wave 2. So we could expect to bottom out maybe around the 0.236 levels, which is right around 445, and then or the 444 levels. So somewhere around here, that could be your expected bounce area for that wave 4. So if you are in a bearish position, I would recommend, if you're trying to day trade or just a very short swing trade, I would take profits around those support levels, maybe 445, and then you can avoid this potential wave 5 upside right here, and then you can dive right back into some long dated bearish positions once we start flushing downwards for those bear markets, which are coming up soon from what it looks like. So everything's playing out pretty well. The timing looks good as well. The wave counts are finishing their unfolding patterns. The only thing I want to mention is a slight alternate count, and this is just over the very short-term time period, so like just a little bit of a change. So we could do as well. So if I move all this count away just for a little bit, so oops, actually I'm just going to delete this. So we're going to move the wave 3 up here potentially, and this is a wave 4 right now, and this would be part of a wave 3 extension. So let me just, wave 3 is extending right here like this, and then we push downwards for wave 4, and then we push upwards for wave 5. So the only difference in this count is that this would be a wave 4 of a lesser degree. So instead of having a wave 4 of your in green, you would have a wave 4 of this degree less than that. So that doesn't really change anything about the price action. It just changes how much downside you could possibly get, and that would be only by like a few fractions of a point. So it doesn't really change much. The only thing different is your retracement levels would be right here. So your wave 3 top is right around there. So as you can see, the retracements are very slightly different. Like this is around like 0.17 cents off. This is around like 61 fractions of a point off. So there's not that much difference, but just want to throw that out there, that we could be setting up for a minor degree wave 4, and then a push upward for that wave 5, and then another retracement for wave 4, and then a push upwards for that wave 5. So that would just change price action just a tiny bit. But overall, we are heading, after we bottom out for this wave 4, we are heading upwards for some wave 5s. And then once we hit these levels, maybe around the upper 450s, I would say 450 above is a great area to enter some long-dated bearish positions. That sounds like a really good risk to reward to me, and I'm sure those will be very profitable by the time this kind of sell-off, general broader market sell-off happens. So yes, that's gonna be it for the S&P 500. Of course, I'll keep you updated with what happens with the count. But yeah, nothing is changing about if I change or introduce an alternate count, nothing is changing about any of the fundamental price action. It's just a potential scenario. So yeah, let's move on to NASDAQ, which is here in the QQQ. So this is also looking like it's unfolding that wave 5, that last bit of wave 5 extension. And just to zoom out a bit, we have a bullish impulsive wave forming. So a wave 1 up, wave 2 down, wave 3 up, just a regular wave 4. Then we pushed upwards for this extension of wave 5. So a 1, 2, 3 complex correction for wave 4. And now we're extending upwards for that wave 5. So in terms of subdividing that wave 5 now, we have, so if I get rid of the drawings, we have a 1, 2, 3 possibly over here. So just like in the SP 500, we could have two alternate scenarios where we have a wave 3 not completed yet, and then a wave 4 down, and then we're pushing upwards for that wave 5. Or this could be the wave 4 right here of this degree, and then we're pushing upwards for wave 5 in the future. Right now, I actually do think I'm leaning towards this kind of count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically, we're just extending the duration and length of this bullish impulse wave by stating that there is a extension of this wave 3. So if that doesn't make any sense, that's totally fine. Basically, all I'm trying to say is that if we do have this wave 4 folding in a minor degree, that means you can get slightly more upside for this wave 3. That's pretty much it. You're just getting a little bit more upside for that wave 3 because you have an extra wave 5 in there. So that's what I think the count looks like for now. Of course, I'll keep you updated with what happens. But yeah, we should be pushing higher on the Nasdaq as well before we come correcting for those bear markets in the future. So once we hit this topping period for those nested wave 5s, we will correct heavily and sell off, especially in the tech sector, which will naturally lead the S&P 500 to sell off as well. So things are looking good for now for the indexes. They should push up bullishly in the future, short-term future. But then after that, there should be a broader term sell-off. So yeah, that's gonna be it for SPY and QQQ. So just to complement this, we'll have VIX. So VIX is right now, because there was barely any price action today, we have kind of like a consolidation right at trendline support levels. And we could possibly see it flush downwards a little bit because, as you know, when the markets go up, fear index technically is supposed to go down, and that's usually what the correlation is. So we should flush downwards to maybe a lower support level right here at 16. And once we hit this level, we could expect some push upwards. But so far, volatility doesn't look like it's gonna crash or go up significantly anytime soon. Except when, of course, we hit that broader term sell-off for the markets. But right now, because we are expecting some upside in the markets, just a tiny bit as part of this last bit of upside, we could see a push or downwards for the VIX and just kind of a cooling off of fear. So now I want to talk about Bitcoin. So I actually haven't brought up Bitcoin for a while, but I actually just want to point out that it's also following wave 3 very well. So just to zoom out a little bit and a quick refresher, we have a wave 1 up, wave 2 down, then an extension for that wave 3, so that forms a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course your fifth wave forms a pattern called an ending diagonal, which is just this pattern right here. And then we correct downwards for that wave 4, so an ABC, and we have like that kind of falling wedge right here just to consolidate. So very textbook wave theory right here, and then we push upwards impulsively for this wave 5, and that looks like what we're currently working on right now. So just in terms of getting some levels. And subdividing, we can subdivide this wave 5, of course. So we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 upwards. And this wave 3, you could get some extension levels up here. So that's what that looks like. We are rejecting right now at the 1-to-1 extension level, but I think that you'll push higher. So some of these upper extension levels. And then correct for that wave 4, and then push upwards for that wave 5. And that could let you retest some of the all-time highs right here. So Bitcoin is looking bullish. Looks good for now. And we've always said that we would bottom out somewhere around here for that wave 4. And I just want to give an update because we are starting to push upwards nicely and impulsively for this wave 5. So if you are in Bitcoin, I would say that it does look bullish. It's going to have some trouble getting through the 50,000 level just because that's also a psychological area of resistance. And in addition to the fact that it happens to be the 1-to-1 extension. And that's usually what happens. Like the Fibonacci extension levels tend to correlate with like other areas of support and resistance, which is pretty cool. But yeah, I do think we can push higher. And if we do see a break of 50,000, that will signal a lot of buyers to enter Bitcoin, and that will further pump up the price of this cryptocurrency. And then just like always, after we finish this wave 5 topping period, then we'll correct a lot of the upside. But that's not until a while. So we can expect Bitcoin to possibly retest the all-time highs right around these levels, and that's going to be part of your wave 5. And just for the record, just a side note, Bitcoin and AMC happen to have very similar price action movements. So if I zoom in on AMC, I just want to point out that they are very similar in terms of getting these, comparing these price actions. So we have that huge extension of the wave 3, just like an AMC, huge extension of that wave 3. And then we consolidated for that wave 4 right around the same time, just like this. And now they're both working on that fifth wave push upwards. And this rally of meme stocks and cryptocurrency it's kind of honestly a warning signal that the markets aren't going to do so well in the future, because when you see these kind of these stocks and assets start to go up, markets tend to not like that as much, especially if they like shoot up a lot. And that's what you might see here for the fifth waves of both Bitcoin and AMC. When they do start to rally, the markets should actually start to enter that bear market position right around that area of topping for both of these things. So just another correlation between all of these stocks and indexes, and just further confirmation that we should be heading downwards for a decent correction, probably around either probably early September at this point, because we are extending a lot of these wave counts right here. So yeah, things are looking good so far. Yeah, and of course I'll keep you updated here in the YouTube as well as in the Discord. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.